I'm Douglas MacGregor. I live and work in the privacy that I can find in Corbett, Oregon. I restore carousel animals and make real and mythical creatures. The first animal that I made was an Oregon leopard frog. And I went through a few other various ideas for animals and came up with frogs. No one had ever particularly made a frog, at least not one like mine. Found a picture of a frog sitting that I liked, so I took that photograph and blew the body up to the size that I wanted. From there, it's just a matter of changing your drawing into a wooden animal. Frog is hollow, and so is his head. Just make a square box and round off the corners. The legs are either just glued and nailed, or glued and pegged. Carousel animals were generally made out of whatever was the soft carving wood that grew in that area. I use basswood. I just like the wood. And also it's compatible with the repairs that I make. A lot of my work is just matching what the original carver did, which can really be kind of hard sometimes because there were so many different carvers and so many different styles. You look at one horse and you can say, oh, well, this is a Parker and this is a Loof, and this is an Ilians and this is a Densel. Well, every one of those carvers had developed their own style. The whole carousel animal thing probably started somewhere around in the 1850s in Europe. And the first person that came to the United States was Densel. Okay, well, he came over here and went to work for a furniture factory. And then, since he had made animals before, he made a carousel, and I think the first one he made entirely in his spare time at home. And he started taking that around to parks and setting it up, and it just kind of snowballed. I am helping to preserve this kind of carousel-related art in giving these animals kind of a new lease on life. Well, there's one company that still makes carousel animals, and they make them out of magnesium from copies of animals that the company was making in the 30s. There aren't any that are making them out of wood anymore. I think you can't. It's time-consuming, and there aren't any woodcarvers anymore either. I've always been interested in making things out of wood, and I started out making bowls and then hand-hewn furniture and buildings. About 10 years ago, I was given an animal to repair, which led me into making my own animals about 3 or 4 years ago. They take on a whole new life after they're painted. It's a complete transformation. Everything is there when the carving is done, but painting, it's like the frosting on the cake. I do almost exclusively my work for collectors. You know, something unusual or an animal that they've always, a dream animal. I kind of like to make people's dreams come true. Well, I like to make a carousel of flying horses, Pegasus. Centaurs, griffins, dragon here and there, or, you know, some kind of sea monster-y looking thing with flippers and that kind of thing. I sort of consider myself still a child anyway.